Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's Pick and Roll Wednesday, November 6th. A big slate of NBA games to go through for some free picks and analysis. Me and Pips are going to be going through every game that's on the slate before going over to you guys for a Q&A portion to hear your questions, to hear your bets for today. So send them in early. You can send them in now, and I'll queue them up, and we'll react to them a little bit later on in the show. But Pick and Roll is powered by the FanDuel Sportsbook. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsor, FanDuel, for sponsoring us over the course of the season here. And quick word on the previous show. We had a day off yesterday because there was no NBA games because of the election. And Monday, we had 5 picks, a possible maybe show record. And unfortunately, it was pretty much a split day. It was a very, very slight loss on the VIG because it was a 2 and 3 day. 2 of those 3 losses were big SGPs, which were at half unit. So a very slight losing day. We came decently close, but yeah, any word on the Monday 15-game slate as a whole, Pips?
Unfortunate loss on Memphis
Yeah,
that could
Memphis was.
swing the stuff for us. They just couldn't buy a three-pointer. They had so many wide opens. Ja Morant was creating the shit out of them. And yeah, can't do much about it. I think the overall, if they play enough, Memphis wins way more often than the Nets. Second half, Dorian Finney-Smith makes 5 out of 5 threes. Just a huge outlier to give. They did the great on Cam Thomas and Schroeder. This was my edge. Like they'll stop their main guys and then they're going to win because they can stop Ja Morant. Yeah, supporting cast for Nets really step up, and other side really shot poorly. So yeah.
Yeah, so we'll move on. We got today with a big slate of games to try and recoup some of it, or not recoup, it was pretty much split day, but to try and find a winning day here. And if we are going to have, and we hopefully will have many winning days this season, make sure you're using this offer from FanDuel to catch all of the action. Right now, FanDuel's America's #1 sportsbook wants you to catch all the action this season by giving you 3 months of NBA League Pass. All you have to do to catch every tip-off and buzzer beater is place any $5 bet on the NBA, and that'll help you follow along with all the bets that we are going to be making throughout the season right here on the Board YouTube channel. On top of this, for a limited time, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So next time you have a hunch, or next time you're tailing one of the picks in this show, make sure you bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life live with League Pass. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to get 3 months of NBA League Pass, courtesy of FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For candidates in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires in 7 days after receipt. After 3-month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. So let's get into the slate of games for today. Pips wanted to go a little bit out of order and start with the Los Angeles Lakers and Memphis Grizzlies game because, Pips, you've got a bet lined up already for this one.
Yeah, similar bet that we had the last time. The Lakers, being the worst transition defense in the league, just looks really good for Ja Morant in this one. So we'll create a semi-game parlay for Ja Morant, and we'll bet his points and assists. Let's build 20 plus points and 8 plus assists.
All right. Ja Morant, 20 plus points. And Ja Morant, 8 plus assists. You like the matchup here. And we get minus 113 at FanDuel for this one. So here's the first official pick of the day. What is it about Ja Morant's matchup that you like?
I'll explain. Let's pull up the props madness first. So first of all, we can see that Ja Morant completely killing this line since Bain and Smart are out. Last game, 9 assists, 14-12. Yeah, so in those matchups are not that great. Like 76ers and Nets were not great matchup for us. It's like they were okay. Now he gets one of the best in the league. As the Lakers their transitions, like they allow fifth most assists, and they are the second worst transition defense in the league, and that's how Ja Morant scored most of his points. As you can see, the most dominant play type of scoring for Ja Morant is transition. They also don't do well against the pick and roll ball handlers. Ja Morant also, that's his way. He scores I would say like 75% of his points from the paint, and Lakers allows fourth most points in the paint. As you can see, they are terrible at the rim, and that's because they are terrible transition defense. So they give a lot of layups. No one can catch up on Ja Morant's speed in transition. We had Ivy last time. I would say Ivy and Ja Morant a bit similar, with AJ and Ivy being far off, but in play the way they score transition, both guys the most dominant, and the rim also the same numbers. So Ivy had easy win over against the Lakers even with foul trouble. John Morant is in a perfect spot here. This is one of the best bets we had so far this season.
There you have it. Ja Morant, 20 plus points, 8 plus assists. That is going to be the first play of the day, the first official play of the day, but with tons more NBA games to go through, some more information to be shared for sure. So let's dive into the first game that is on the board here. Go back to the top of the slate where we have the Orlando Magic playing against the Indiana Pacers. Indiana in this one -5 at home against this injury-riddled Orlando Magic team. It was tough. It was a promising season for them, but just way too many injuries for this team to realistically manage at the moment. But that being said, -5 at home for the Pacers. Do you think this is an accurate spread?
Yeah, I do think the Pacers should win this one. The spread is also say confirming this, but they don't look well. Like Pacers, they lost to the blowout to the Knicks, lost to the 76ers, which is kind of crazy to lose against them. Then they lost against the Magic, lost against terrible Pelicans. Who are playing terrible so far, and then won against Dallas on back-to-back. So I don't know what to think of that win. But yeah, can't say much about this game. Honestly, it's Orlando Magic with down Banchero and Wendell Carter. So no, don't know much about how they're going to play this one. And I do think Franz Wagner should be in a good spot to cover the points, even though it's 23 and a half. But won't make any official bet on this.
All right. No official bet for this game here, but we'll keep an eye on it regardless to help inform future bets. Detroit away at Charlotte in the next game we have here. Charlotte favored by 1.5 points. Over under at 222.5. The Pistons coming off of a pretty impressive win against the Lakers. I don't really know what to make of really either of these teams at the moment. They've been some good, some bad, but what's your opinion on this one?
Yeah, this is. I mean, Pistons are, as I said last game, hot and cold. They can play well. They can play like very inconsistent. Same thing with Charlotte Hornets. I think the best player on this game is LaMelo Ball. But I think second and third and fourth players are probably from the Pistons. So yeah, this is what this one is. This I think the take is almost like take it spread, like both sides events is kind of good. Maybe 1 point in Hornets favor because they are at home and that's it. So yeah, I think that's a good one. Maybe I think I can build the. I looked into this. I think I can build a big same game parlay for this.
Let's do it.
I'll go with LaMelo Ball 20 plus points. That's first leg.
Okay, LaMelo Ball 20 plus points.
25 plus.
25 plus. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is
plus.
things should be a good stuff for him. Let's build double for Jalen Duren, which is 10 plus points and 10 plus rebounds. I don't think they have double double, so we need to build it like 10 plus points, 10
Okay.
plus
Okay.
rebounds.
For Duran.
Yeah. In just a second to check something out.
See if they have. I'll just double check if they have double double. I don't think they do either.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. They do have double double. Let me see how it changes it. So we have
Yeah.
Duran 10 plus points, 10 plus rebounds. Well, I guess it'd probably be.
85.
It's slightly worse because I guess there is a small, minuscule percentage chance that he gets it with assists. So it's
Yeah.
plus 185 with points and rebounds 10 plus. Plus 184 with double double. So we'll go
Yeah.
with just the 10 plus each. Hopefully, it doesn't do
Yeah.
assists.
And now just finding the last part of this bet, probably going to be Jaden Ivy. Let me just see the stuff. Yeah, poor rim defense, poor transition defense, poor giving out a ton of free throws. No rim protection there because Mark Williams is out, Nick Richards is out, probably Taj Gibson at the 5. Yeah, let's do Jaden Ivy, 15 plus points
All right.
as the last leg of this one.
Jaden Ivey, 15 plus points to finish it off to give us plus 280 odds. There you have it. Make sure you also check, especially for the big SGPs like this, make sure you're checking for any odds boost tokens that FanDuel is potentially providing, especially if it's one of these like bigger ones like this with multiple legs. I think usually you need like 3 or more, so have a look over there. But do you want to go through anything from this bet? What is it about these players you like?
I mean, first off, let's do the LaMelo. I mean, last game was the most difficult matchup so far this season. He had 19 points in 25 minutes. He was almost on pace to cover it. He scored 34 against the Rockets, 31, 36 against the Boston, which is huge because we saw last game how Trae Young struggled as a pick and roll ball handler against Boston. So these numbers are great. And the game against the Raptors where he stayed under 7 of 20, that's just not realistic for like this is an outlier in my opinion for LaMelo. Only one free throw. I don't think that's happening tonight. And yeah, Pistons defense were poor against ball handlers. They let Maxi score 32. They let Branson hit 36 in a blowout win. So yeah, Maxi and Branson killing them kind of makes me think that LaMelo should do pretty much the same. Uh, with them not having any bigs, I think Jalen Duran is a great spot to take. No data to confirm this. Maybe like even just go to the last game where he had 11 points and 14 rebounds against the Lakers, against the Nets, 13 points and 17 rebounds, and now gets the matchup where Hornets don't have anyone to like Taj Gibson, like he can dunk over his head like on LA ups or anything and rebound well. And when Grant Williams came in, that's just huge size difference for Durant. He should completely annihilate this matchup. And then the last part, as I said, it's Jaden Ivey. They have poor transition defense. They have poor rim defense. That's what matters for Jaden Ivey. He covered this in all but one game so far this season, but that was a blowout against the Knicks. If he exclude the games where he played low minutes, he's crushing this line with 21 points average. So Hornets are a soft matchup for him. So 15 plus. He kind of looks like that he has like consistent start to a season scoring wise, and yeah, I like this one a lot.
There we go. Second official bet of the day is the big SGP. I'll just flash it on the screen one more time for anybody who did miss out. LaMelo Ball, 25 plus points. Jalen Duran, 10 plus points and 10 plus rebounds. Jaden Ivey, 15 plus points, plus 280. But make sure you scour around, see if FanDuel's got one of those boost tokens you can use on this play as well. Next game up on the board here, Golden State against the Boston Celtics, rematch of the NBA Finals from a few years ago now. We're well beyond that, though, and the Golden State Warriors are a much different team at the moment, but +6 on the road at Boston. Honestly, it's a testament to how well the Warriors are playing that they're a +6 at Boston, because there's been a lot of massive spreads when Boston are involved, especially at home. Do you think this is an accurate reflection of what we have for this game?
Yes, I do. Mostly because Brown and Porzingis being out is huge for. And Porzingis not so much. They are great without him, but Brown, then they have like team like run by teams can do a lot more tough coverages against Jason Tatum with Brown out, and then it's Drew Holiday, Derek White, and mostly Pritchard. So still looking great. Still should be favorites, but I think the Golden State Warriors showed some good defense so far this season, and they can stay on front. Boston shooting a lot of threes. Uh, we can like if you look at the data, the like Golden State Warriors don't allow threes, so that will be like a tough matchup. Like they allow second least above the break threes. They are allowing ninth least 3 point attempts overall. They are a great defense as they have second best defensive rating in the league. So this is not an easy spot for Boston, especially with Curry being back, probably out of minute restriction. I can bet it because I don't know with with Kerr what he's going to do with minutes. I do expect Steph to play like 30 minutes. This is a good matchup for him, usually against the Celtics with drop. So yeah, I do think the firepower of this could be a close game.
All right. We'll watch with great interest on that one, but no bets for it. Let's go to the next game. The Knicks playing against the Hawks. 7 point spread in favor of the Knicks, even though they are on the road. How have the Hawks looked this season from your perspective as somebody who likes the team?
Riddled with injuries. Bogdan Bogdanovic being out, and then Hunter being out, and Dyson Daniels missing some games, Okongu missing some games, like that. 4 out of the 6 main guys. So it does look rough. Losing to the Wizards twice kind of settled the tone for the rest of the season. So yeah, I do think they are kind of rough, and I will be surprised if they keep it competitive with the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, like, they are at home. It's seven spread, but I think this is a really tough matchup for the Hawks with the slow pace. They are trying. They will put great defensive play. Like Trae Young struggled with size, long athletic wings that can guard him, and Mikal Bridges, even though not having a great season, I think this is a difficult matchup for Trae Young. And also, he's not a guy that like okay they'll play drop coverage. I don't think Trey can like punish it here
Yeah.
as some other guys. His pull up game is not that great. I mean it's kind of good, but it's not game changer, especially with Mikael on him. So rough spot. And Jalen Johnson against OG Anunoby. Not don't like that one. On the other side, Towns against Capella. Yeah, that should be a field day for Carl Anthony Towns. I will bet the over on him, honestly, but I have just huge blowout concerns, so I won't do it and do it.
All right. From one of the teams you
I need
like to
to.
the to sorry, you have one more thing to say?
I'll just talk it now with going back to this game because I wanted to give huge shout out to Houston Rockets, out completely outplaying the Knicks in the last game.
And you have the Rockets here favored by 6.5 against the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, you're in a Rockets jersey. You're well in tune with this team. How do you think they'll fare here? They played. They played recently, didn't they? Was it last
Twice,
game?
twice already this season.
They've played. What a weird schedule. They've played the Spurs twice already this season. Okay, so the Spurs got one of them, 109, 106. The Rockets won the rematch, 106, 101. Bit of a rubber match situation here. So how do you like this one?
I like the Houston Rockets to win this one. Yeah, that's about it. Like Şengün looked absolutely great against the Knicks. One was probably the best player on the court. Uh, yeah, I like this part. Against the Spurs, he did struggle, but we had also poor fair threat on Fleet. No one did anything against the Spurs, and it was still close games. Now at home against the Spurs, I think we should be in a really good spot here with Şengün. Like If he is going to play like he did in the last game, I am not worried about this at all. We did a great job against Wembanyama. I don't see supporting cast of, and also that game was like Tyrese was just coming back to it. Shepard was not playing well. Iman Thompson was just figuring stuff out. Last two games they were great. Tyrese on, I don't know if you saw the numbers against the Golden State Warriors,
Yeah, was
but
it
he,
27 points?
yeah, he's just unbelievable player. Like I don't, people don't realize how good he is. Like he's just such a huge energy, great rebounding, great defense, transition. Like he brings so much to this team. Eamon Thompson as well. So yeah, I think the Rockets bench is crazy good, and they should run circles on the Spurs. They just need to contain the game, and Wemby's on the floor. When Wemby sits, we'll run circles around them. So yeah, I think this is a good, great spot for Rockets to win. The spread is 6.5, which is kind of big for the low total of this game and slow pace. So I won't touch that one, but I think I'm confident with Rockets winning. I don't think I'll have any bets because mm, Pop is not coach at the moment, so I don't know about adjustments in this one. I think they do need to make some on the offensive end because going to like post ups for Wemby or getting Wemby the ball like outside the 3 point line, not going to work. Not going to work in this one. They need to figure out how to get Wemby more ball and more involved. CP should be able to do it.
All right. We're a little bit through the show here. If you're enjoying, you're getting some good information, you're tailing either both or any of the two official bets that were put out in the show so far, make sure you hit that like button. Please support the show. Help us grow the channel by boosting us up in the YouTube algorithm. If you're new to the channel, we do shows like this every weekday morning as long as there are NBA games to talk about, which there weren't yesterday. So please make sure as well you're subscribed to the channel. Help us on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Next up here is Cleveland and the Pelicans. Cleveland. Wow, does this team look terrific? They're playing against an injury-riddled Pelicans team. -7 spread in favor of the Cavaliers. For the Cavs, who are 8-0, playing really good basketball against the Pelicans, who are not playing very good basketball right now, largely due to injuries. 7 kind of feels a little small for me on the spread. What do you think about that?
Uh, Cavs did look like last two games. They're like playing with their food, like not. I don't know how to explain it. Like they play like they could win more, but they went like to build chemistry more than to blow out teams. Like Donovan Mitchell was taking the back seat and letting Garland play, and they were force feeding him Mobley. Like they are like all on vibe so far. So I'm very confident they are going to win, but they don't care if it's by 5 or by
About
15.
margin. Okay.
Yeah, so they don't care. They're honestly like the Bucks last game. They could easily win by way more if Mitchell took over and
Well,
stuff.
they were down pretty. They're down like double digits pretty late in the game. I know they came back to
Yeah,
win by 2, but
that's my point. Like when things get serious, they're just
okay.
unbelievable. Yeah, they were playing with the food in
When they
third
feel
quarter.
like
Like,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I watched. I think I watched every game so far for the Cavs entire game. So like, I just have that feeling that could be like bias or something. I just saying like, I don't think they are like playing 100% to crush everyone, even though they did. Like they are like working out on building Garland and Mobley confidence so far, and Mitchell is taking backseat. Last time we lost the same game parlay, Mitchell points. It's not because he couldn't score. It's just he took the backseat. Like, he was standing in the corner like for six straight possessions that didn't touch the ball. It was all Garland and Mobley. Like they it's not like yeah, that's just the decision. That's not like uh, mechanics that
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Understood. Anything else in this game or anything else in this game, or should we move on to?
I don't know about like difficult to bet on the points on the if you take a look like if everyone's playing 100% zoned in how they should, then you can handicap. If you think this is my turn, your turn game from the Cavs, it's really difficult to bet on it. And on the other side, I don't know. I leaned Zion under on points, but then I saw how they were letting Giannis single coverage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm staying out of it.
All right, no worries there. We'll skip over the Lakers game, which we've already gone through as one of the official bets on the show, and go to the Bulls playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Chicago on the road, plus 10 underdogs. Over under is 235.5, so a decently high spread here. It seems like there's only one winner in this one. Absolutely.
Yeah, I need to check. Is Lavin questionable for this game?
Let's look. Yes, he's
Yeah,
questionable officially.
that's. I just looked at the lines of the rest of the team, and everything looks too high. So that's why, probably because Lavin is questionable. Because Kobe White 19.5, Gide 15.5. That's just not.
Giddy's also. Oh, Giddy's probable, so he should be playing
Yeah,
today.
yeah, but that's just saying like lines for Gide and Kobe White are too high for this kind of matchup. But if Lavin is out, of course, then that's correct. But I think they already set it like Lavin will be out. So there is that. I don't think they can be competitive without Lavin in this one, unfortunately. So yeah, no bets on this one. Lavin being questionable is like the most important thing for this game. This point, just guessing game. I would say the numbers are set like Lavin is out. Like if yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there's
So
some inside knowledge. Maybe there's been bets that inform that, whatever it may be. If the lines are up, then kind of feels like Levine will not play. But if he is announced in, then maybe look at some unders on some of his teammates there. Next game up here is the Thunder and the Nuggets. Nuggets have been unimpressive this season. Previous game against the Raptors, they probably should have lost, but the Raptors just don't know how to close a game. That's twice that's happened against the Nuggets here. The Thunder dealing with a lot of injuries, but they're still -7 in Denver. Market has really fallen on Denver this season, Pips. It's looking like a problem for Denver right now.
I don't want to trash or bet the preseason.
You can trash it. It doesn't look good. You can
Yeah,
trash
but
it.
I think Denver will be playing team this season. There, I don't see any way they can make it to the top 6 in the West. Even though West is not that great, they're like Wolves and not even Wolves so far, but they will improve. But Thunder look like way better than everyone else. Like huge gap between Thunder and everyone else. So from 2 to 6, we'll see. But I don't think Denver will be in the top 6.
Yeah, so before the game against the Raptors, I was looking at their regular season win total. So I bet it at 49.5. It was at 49.5 when I saw it last time. I was considering buying out of it because I really don't like the position. I'm like, okay, they're playing the Raptors next. They should win that game. Maybe I get it at 15.5, at least possibility of a middle. But even despite beating the Raptors, their regular season win total is down to 48.5. So they won their previous game, and their win total fell because they were so unimpressive in that game. Jokic I think he had 28, 14, and 14. He was casually just ridiculous, but that team is some of the players coming off the bench. There's just not a lot being offered up by that team at the moment. So I expect a Thunder win today and a thorough one. Not enough to say anything about the spread, but the Thunder are for real.
First bet on this game, Nikola Jokic under 27.5 points.
All right. Just talk about how well he played, but with blow-up potential, is that something that factors in here?
Don't think like we can show the numbers. So I'll open up this, and you can see that he did play 35 minutes, scored 16 points, only 13 field goal attempts. I'll pull up assist number. He had 13 assists and 26 potential assists. If you look at the season, that's the most potential assists he had the entire season. There are pictures where he gets the ball on the elbow, and there is 5 players surrounding him, and they ignore everyone else. And that was in the game with Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray. with Russell Westbrook starting, this will only make it way, way easier. Like, I think they'll completely ignore Russell Westbrook, which is a good thing, and put two on Jokic all the time, prevent the ball coming to him, and also preventing for him when he gets the ball to even look at the basket. First game he had 16 points in like he played 35 minutes in a blowout. Like, so 35 minutes is like he didn't play less minutes because it was a blowout. Like 35 minutes is like his average. So I do like Nikola Jokic under 27.5.
All right, this one just got hit at FanDuel. It's down to minus 125. Make sure you shop around for this one. I'm just trying to confirm some prices. I see minus 115. I see minus 111. There should be minus 110 out there currently at the moment. I'm just confirming if there's a minus 105 out there as well on this one, just so we can make sure we're getting the best price, because this one's moved a little bit too much. Yeah, there's even minus 105 out there at the moment as well. So if you are considering betting this one, then make sure you do shop around, as you should do for all of the bets that are put out on this show. Oftentimes, FanDuel does have that best price, but
I'll have another bet for this one.
Great. Two bets in the same game.
Yeah, two bets on the same game. This one is a bit different. We are going to go for maybe just a second. I'm having some second thoughts about it.
No problem.
Yeah, looking at the same game parlay, because Jokic should still be the play in this one, but it's set at 9, which is not great. Let's do so Thunder win as a first bet. Same game parlay. It will be a small like
Thunder on the money line,
and you need to put Jokic down.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and Chet Holmgren 15 plus points.
All right, Chet Holmgren 15 plus points with the OKC money line gives us minus 112 at FanDuel. What do you like about Chet Holmgren's matchup here?
First game of the season against the Denver, he scored 25 points, even though he shot 0 from 5 from 3. Just a great matchup overall. He scores most of his points at the rim. Like I will say, like 60%, 64% from the paint. Denver allows third most in the paint. If you take a look at like similar players, like everyone, like even Jacob Pertl and Gobert and Naz Reid, like everyone had a field day against the Denver, and I think Chet Holmgren will also do great here. If they have issues probably with defending Shea, they'll need to put 2 on the ball. Will open up a lot from Chet. I think even last season when he played against the Denver, 19, 17, 24, and 18. So 17 plus in all 4 games against the Denver Nuggets last season. It just Jokic, huge offensive load, doesn't do well on the defense this season, and it's really rough, especially now that Gordon isn't there. Okay, Peyton Watson will play, but I think he's good on defense, but Gordon is something else as a team defender. So I do think Chet should have a field day. I'm combining for them winning because, as you say, rough spot for the Denver.
Yeah.
Struggling against terrible teams, now playing the great one. Difficult.
Yeah. Let's move to the next one. I think there's only 2 more games here. Then we will get to the questions from you guys. It's 4 official picks, by the way, on the show already. Smash that like button if you're going to be tailing any of those. There's way more than 3 games. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at tomorrow. 3 more games, it looks like, for today. Starting with the Miami Heat at the Phoenix Suns. The spread here for this one is 5.5 in favor of the Suns. The Suns have been probably, to me, I'd say better than expected. I know you were very high on them. I didn't think they'd be looking this good. They've won 5 in a row now. Miami are 3-3, which, God, the Eastern Conference, man. The Miami Heat are 3-3. They are 3rd in the East. The East is horrible. All right, on the Suns. Do you like anything for this game?
Yeah, I don't like anything on this. Like when you look at the data, you get that the best one should be Tyler Hero, and I'm just not going there. I'm just not
Are
going
you
there.
sure you don't? What about? Should we ask the chat? Hey, chat. If Pips a decent spot in Tyler Hero, what do you guys what do you guys think?
Put
Should we
them
run it
on poll.
back?
Put them on poll so they can vote. Do they want
Should we?
any part of Hero or not?
Okay. I'll add a poll right now. You guys can tell me.
I'll talk about it. So interesting data on this one. My hot take was Suns being winning like 60 games this season. One of my hot takes before the season, and I had a hot take where they are the best offense in the league. It's really weird, but Phoenix Suns, a team with Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and all the good offensive guys of the bench, are 16th best offensive team in the league. 16. So they are below average on offense. And team that doesn't have any plus defensive player outside the rookie have the sixth best defense in the league. This
Wow.
is like the offense will dramatically improve. There is no way they are finishing the season outside the top 10 on the offensive end, like zero. And defense is really promising, and that's just Mike Badenholzer defensive game
Shout
plan.
out Mike. He's doing well here.
Like I do think like Devin Booker really improved on defense. We saw it in the Olympics. I think he was great on defense. Uh, Overall improved. KD is always probably thought as a like negative defender, but I think he has some good roles where he can be a positive impact on defense. And just the team, like we are giving out pull up shots, no spot up, no wide open looks. Mike defensive scheme is always incredible in the regular season. His problems always come in the in the playoffs when team exploit that and he doesn't adjust. But for the regular season, yeah, Suns look great, really good.
So the poll, 64% of voters said they do not want the Tyler Hero bet. I feel like if you're newer to the channel, you don't really know what we're talking about. Whereas if you've been watching for a while, you're like, I absolutely do not want to bet Tyler Hero. I think so if you guys don't know, Tyler Hero had a rough run last season with picks. I think there was, top of my head, I think there was 6 bets with Tyler Hero, and he did not cover on any of them. Like maybe 3 were straight player props that he didn't win. 3 were SGPs where he was one of the legs and he didn't cover his leg. Yeah. I personally would say having like ban list, you shouldn't have like necessarily a ban list of players, but for Hero, on top of the bad luck we've had with him, he's just a very high variance player from a aggression and motivation standpoint, which makes it difficult as well.
Yeah,
Um,
completely agree.
so we're
The
going
thing
to
with
avoid Tyler Hero
Yeah,
today.
the thing with Miami, uh, they were the best pick and roll ball handler defense for years in the league. Like that was the sport defense, like taking out 2 on the ball, taking away pick. This season they struggled. We saw Kate Cunningham, DeRozan, Fox all covering against the Miami. So I don't know if is it just a fluke? Is it like some adjustment? They do give out a bit less threes this season, a bit less spot up this season. So maybe Sport decided to finally give up on like final spot up and final unders on pick and roll ball handlers. We'll see. That's why I'm not confident in making bets on this one. Usually I probably have, but I need to see more data for the Miami. And honestly, I don't watch much of Miami. I did think maybe watch 2 games so far this season. I hate their offense. It's just annoying basketball, boring stuff. If there are Heat fans, sorry, I think you also will agree with me there. Like offense always looks rough and kind of annoying. Defense looks always good, but it's always like games in the mud. Someone lost that not my kind of basketball. So
Yeah, I like these. A hero is not a hero. Tyler zero. Uh,
yeah.
I'll say this because like Matt asked for the bet. If Pips really wanted to bet it, he would give it out. But he wouldn't give out something he wouldn't bet himself. So with not enough, we don't want to give it out and then have people bet on something that we personally wouldn't
I'll say like
endorse,
one thing,
right?
like there are guys that are like, okay, when there is a huge correlation with good matchups, and there are guys that have zero correlation with good matchups. Tyler Hero is one of them. He will score 30 points on, I don't know, like the best defense in the league, and he'll play Wizards and score 14 points. Like there is zero reason like to like when their guys are unpredictable, just stay away from them. Like
Right.
don't look at the numbers and like think, okay, this is great. No.
Let's move to the next game. The Kings hosting the Raptors. The Raptors beat the Kings, actually. What day was it? Last week. Early last week. I think it was 2 games ago for the Raptors. The spread here, plus 11.5 for the Raptors. Still no Quickly. Still no Scotty Barnes. But to me, this feels a little bit high, I guess. Well, I'm trying to think. The spread in the last game they played, I think, was like 9.5, 10. That was when the Raptors were at home. Comes down to like maybe okay, it makes a little bit of sense, I suppose. It feels a bit big, but any
I think
thoughts
it's
for you on
okay.
this game?
I think this should be a blowout win for the Kings. Huerter is back. That's huge for them.
That's
They are
true. He's
playing at
back.
home. They are not on back-to-back tonight. Even though I'm not huge on the Kings, I think this should be a blowout. Like if there is one game that should be a blowout for the Kings, probably one of like it, yeah, I mean, if Barnes and Quickly were playing, I'll probably like the Raptors on like +7. But this way, I just don't see it. I think like playing this short-handed couple of games in a row now, it will take a toll on the Raptors, and they need to
It's true.
like have a one poor game. They played really well in like last 3 or 4 in a row, and some close games. And I think this is like a spot. This like just like with experience of looking at the NBA for like 15 years, when team and poor teams are overachieving for a couple of games, then they go on a road first game and they got completely destroyed. Like that happens a lot
Well,
in the NBA.
they had a road game against Denver, which they should have won, but I can see the regression maybe coming, especially on a West Coast road trip, which they are on right
Like
now.
Denver is in a worse spot almost
Yeah.
than the Raptors, so that's they'll see the more mobile lines when they open it later.
Yeah. Mobo's gonna continue to be an interesting one. Davion Mitchell has started to become less interesting. They're catching up. It's under 9.5 on his points now. They're a little bit low. They're starting to come down a bit more. I always look for the Davion Mitchell unders. Other than that, kind of tough to really make a say here. Abaji's been super up and down this season, so nothing for me
I do
here.
have a one spot that's interesting. I would love to hear your opinion about this. I'll open up the Prof
Yeah.
Madness for this one, but yeah, I think the 5.5 assist line for AJ Barrett
Oh,
is out of
oh,
touch.
oh. Over, over, over,
Yeah.
over. Um,
Last game,
huge,
13
huge
percent.
pick and roll ball handling reps
Yeah.
for RJ Barrett right now, and his
So
passing has been great.
4 games in a row, he had 13 plus potential assists. 5.5 line. Kings defense being poor, probably putting 2 on the ball against RJ drives. Yeah, massive chance.
Over.
I hate blowout chance, but he could cover this in 3 quarters, I think.
Even thing is, I mean, yeah, I guess if
There
there's a
are
blowout, he's strong.
there are
But
better prices. There are better prices out
there
there.
are, yeah,
Minus
it's 132
133
here.
is a
This
reach.
should
Yeah,
be a minus
132.
115.
Minus 132 looks kind of no bet.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
close. Yeah, but minus 120 will be a bet for me.
Yeah, I'm
I'm not
betting
making it
this.
official, but I would lean heavily on over at minus 120.
Um, you're not making this official,
Yeah,
you said?
I could see this being like a 33% shooting game for the Raptors and being blown out.
I'm
That's
betting
why.
this. I
Yeah.
found it minus 115. I am personally betting it. Will not be on the show record. Pips does not
Yeah.
like it enough. RJ seriously been really good out of the pick and roll as the handler. They've started experimenting using him there, And what's been the most impressive out of these playmaking sets that he's getting, his passing has been fantastic. He's been picking out shooters. Now, I understand you're saying could be a low shooting night, may not be the best for that, but 5.5 is really low for a player who has been going above this last couple of games.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be like 5 assists on 13 potential and no 4 quarter minutes. That will be really tough. Yeah,
I got you, but I like this. I'm going to bet. I understand your perspective, but I really like this number here at -115. So shop around if you like it. It's not official, but if you like it, you agree with me, you can shop around and find the best price out there. Last game to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, didn't check the chat, but I would expect that to pop out and people asked about that one for sure.
Yeah, some people have asked about it, so we will talk a little bit more about it potentially. But Nicholas, good comment here. Pips, you always say Raptors get blown out, and I make a face. Listen, I know the Raptors are bad. Like, I'm not thinking this team's really good. I don't expect them to do well this season. Honestly, it'd be helpful if they get a good draft pick and don't do well. But you don't want to see your team getting beat up every night. It's tough.
I mean, I kind of add a bit to it to like do it on purpose.
Yeah, you egg me on.
Yeah, I think.
But I mean, the Raptors are 2-6, and the fan base is so happy with this team right now. So we're not in a bad place.
Yeah, like when the Rockets were terrible and losing, the only thing I am okay if we lose 60 games. I don't care as long as we are just in it, not getting blown out every night. And
you see the development there. You know, RJ's getting better, Grady Dick's getting better, Abaji looks like an NBA player now, Mobo's a rookie looking good, Shed's a rookie looking good. There's a lot to like. So fans are happy with the team right now. Last game to go through is the Clippers against the 76ers. Clippers -1 at home. Joel Embiid's still injured. Also, he's suspended because he got into an altercation with a reporter. Paul George is probable for this one.
Any opinion about? I'll bring up the stupid stuff. I love it. Any opinion on suspension on Embiid?
I saw a tweet. Somebody said, if you really want to punish Embiid, you should make him play 3 games in a row, not suspend him. 3 games.
I don't think he's playing tonight. If it's even if it's not a suspension, I think they'll just use it maybe it's like a 1-game suspension, because I don't think he's playing this one and the next one, even if there were no suspension. But I'll go this is maybe some political stuff. I don't know how to say it, but I think it's crazy that the new journalist or whoever it was can say stuff like that. And then, I mean, if you're talk that shit, then take it. I mean, of course, NBA will be against it, but I honestly I as a someone from conservative country, I kind of that shouldn't happen. They should punish the journalist as well.
They should punish journalists. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, that's more so what you meant from the question. Yeah, if what was allegedly brought up to Embiid by the journalist is true, I'm not going to say the actions. I don't know exactly what happened, but if it was physical, at least it's somewhat justifiable. But also, in that setting, could you ask him to keep to himself a little bit more? I don't know. It's tough to say, because I don't know how I would have reacted in that situation if I was Embiid.
I'll say, if someone wrote stuff about my dead brother and mentioning my kid, I'll smack the shit out of him. That's just
fair
how
enough.
I see it.
And fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I am saying, as an NBA player, you're held to a higher standard, whether you like it or not. Unfortunately, it's just kind of the way it is. You're held to a higher standard, which makes this situation a bit more complicated. But I can understand why Joel Embiid would react in the way that he did there.
I would say, okay, get suspension to Embiid, but in this case,
the reporter should get in trouble too. Absolutely.
Yeah. So no double standard there. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that reporter shouldn't be allowed back in the Sixers locker room for the rest of the season, and there should be some more repercussions associated with it. For sure.
I'm also huge for free speech, but that's crazy to write stuff like that, as a 76ers reporter. That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, completely. I'm with you. I'm with you completely there. But onto the basketball. Paul George potentially revenge game on the way here, as Matt puts it. Do you like anything betting wise in the final game on the board here?
I think he'll get the minutes up tonight. The line is also set like he will get the minutes up. This is a crazy difficult matchup for the Paul George. Crazy, but Clippers defense is great. Clippers have a great defense, and yeah, this is not a good matchup for Paul George. Yeah, like I don't know if you saw a couple of tweets on his last attempts against the Suns. Saw a guy, like, such a cool poster. He completely went on a huge rant against Paul George. It was one of the most hilarious stuff I saw, and I
Yeah,
agree with that post. A friend showed me this is funny, and some of it is true. Like it's most of it is true. Like it, there's first off the shot selection on that's terrible. Like he shot 2 feet deep. Like he
yeah,
could take a three if you're already going for a stupid shot. So much time on the shot clock you can drive to the rim against Grayson Allen. That's nonsense. And third stuff, Maxi had a great game. Fourth stuff, Maxi had a birthday. If you are going to talk about stuff like that, and this is like if I'm choosing first game back, I'm going to I'll trust Maxi more. And if it's not like a good start to a season and then you can afford it, okay. But this was like big time game for the Senators who struggle, and they went for Paul George because I don't know he went for himself. I would say
yeah,
probably. I don't think Nurse drove it up. So
yeah,
don't know what will be the approach. I think he got a bit. I think Nurse probably setting like, dude, what you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
We always think like a guy when he goes to a new team and he's not the main guy anymore. We always, not always, but we talked about it with Paul George, I think at some point in the offseason, and we said he'll probably be third choice guy there on offense. He'll have a bit of a lesser role. And sure enough, he comes out first game and proves Paul George's not ready to accept being the third guy on offense for this team. He's not even ready to accept being the second guy to Tyrese Maxey. So we'll see how Nick Nurse handles that with the team this season, because there was a lot of potential for this team to succeed, but they are 1-5. Hey, you know what? Very funny. The Raptors are 2-6. They're really bad. They're ahead of the Sixers and the Bucks in the standings. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody would have seen that coming after 7 or 8 games, but that's where we stand. All right. Let's go to the questions from you in the chat. If any other questions arise, I will also queue those up. But we've queued some up. We're 50 minutes in here. We have some questions that, honestly, some of these questions came in, I think, before the stream even started. So let's get to it here. First comment coming from Joey Bacon asking about, so RJ Barrett was involved again, but it was points and rebounds for Barrett over 11. Sorry, points and rebounds 11.5. I think
Assist
that's
and rebounds, probably.
assist
Probably
rebounds.
assist
Yeah,
and rebounds.
points. Yeah, I think he's gonna go over that one. As for the points and rebounds, it'd be nice if you have a bet. By the way, try to send in the price with it.
I can show you something on the Props Madness about the rebounds. It's a weird I think I'll go for the assist alone, but the rebounding numbers are kind of interesting. Against the Lakers, he only had 5 rebounds, but 13 rebounding chances. So variance was not on his side. Against the Kings, 9 rebounds on 16 rebounding chances. That's kind of expected on 16 rebounding chances. Then against Denver, 6 rebounds on 11 rebounding chances. So I think that I lean over on rebounds as well, especially when he had 9 in the last game. It was the overtime game, so there is that. But I kind of think that both rebounds and assist alone are a good bet.
Yeah, I like the assists alone. Rebounding, it's just more difficult to handle. I feel pretty strongly about the assists, so I wouldn't want to tamper with it with adding rebounds in there. I know it kind of gives you more of a safety net, but it also kind of can counteract it as well. D.Shifty asks, is it still okay to be taking Anthony Davis at 28.5, or is it too high for him now on the line. Do you see Anthony Davis continuing to really pile on here from a points perspective?
I do think that Memphis will send doubles. Won't let him post up, and not a great matchup for AD. Memphis is not a great matchup for AD. I don't think so. But maybe they are like, okay, let's put AD on the score post ups and everyone else taken away. So I don't know. But 28 and a half. I don't expect regression. It's a matchup based stuff. It's a matchup based league. So I don't like the matchup like he can outrun AD, but if he's posting him up, he's huge, dude. Like it's not an easy matchup. And it's not easy to score in post up against PD. I mean that's the only thing he does well on defense. His size. So yeah, I don't know. Think they'll live with shooting from the Lakers. So I do think they should probably stop AD tonight.
We have from Fries, Tim Hardaway Jr. over 11.5 points, minus 110. Pistons going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Do you like his matchup here?
Hornets are not a great matchup, but I think they are okay. So he did perform well. But if you take a look at these games, like Nets, Lakers, and the Miami Heat were great matchups for him. He went over. Knicks, Celtics, and Cleveland were not great matchups. He stayed under, and he's in a mixed matchup right now. So yeah, I do think huge no go for me on either side because, as I said, like he performed well in a great matchup, underperformed in a poor matchup. This is average matchup, so I don't know what to expect from Hardaway in this game.
Next one from Michael asked about Wemby under 40.5 PRA against the Rockets. What do you think about his match? What do you think of his match against your Rockets here?
Points. I will stay away from rebounds. Last game he get 20 rebounds because he was playing safety on the defense. Being this tall and playing safety near the rim is kind of sweet spot for rebounds. So I probably lean under on points more than points, rebounds, and assists. He didn't have much assists in the first game, but in the second, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I expect adjustments on how they use Victor. So I also staying away. But he had 20 rebounds in the last game against the Houston Rockets. So that doesn't look well for the under.
Frankie asked for Cleveland money line, Allen double, Mobley 10 plus points for plus 124. Or that was the odds when he looked at it. But Cleveland, Allen double, Mobley 10 plus points.
I don't know about the price, but I do think Allen should have double and Mobley should score against this Pelicans team. So overall, winning probability of this bet, I would say probably looking good. The price is a bit correct, but I'll say lean that this is a good bet.
Okay. James asked for Clay under 16.5 points, minus 110.
Any reason for I don't like understand like why under against the highest pace team with worse defense.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and also the coaching said they need to get Clay more involved before the last game press conference, and he had then 16 points against the Pacers, got more usage. So if they are looking to find him, Bulls blowout win game, probably a good spot to feed Klay Thompson.
Anthony asked for Chris Paul assists with Novosel, Jones, or Sohan. No number here. I can quickly try and find the number for Chris Paul.
Yeah,
assists.
I'll find it very quickly. It's Chris
Paul. It's 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. First game against the Rockets, 9 assists. Second game, 3 assists. 13 potential assists. It kind of look like a lean for under, but especially knowing how the Houston Rockets allow the least assists in the league. We bet Mikal Bridges last game under assists. He had 0. I lean under, but I won't bet it. As I said, I did need to find a new way to use Wemby. This is correlated.
We had a couple people ask on Jalen Green over 23.5 points, -110. Do you think he's in for a good night against the Spurs?
Just a second. I need to see who is projected started. Yeah, they have Stephon Castle as a projected started for the Spurs. Changes a lot. He is a great on defense. And then you have a great defensive guy on point of attack, plus Wemby side, a rough spot to be in. Defensive scheme with drop coverage does help Green. He should have a field open out of pick and rolls. But I think the line is adjusted. I think 23.5 is a good line for Jalen Green. I was taking 21.5 over last time they played Spurs, but that was without Castle and Şengün not looking great. If Şengün looks great, they will go through him more. So yeah, and I don't buy into even I'm a huge Rockets fan. I don't buy into Jalen Green form so far this season. I do think it will regress. I think he's not that. Those numbers are. I think it actually fall off. So yeah, he's shooting below 40% from the field, 37% from three, average 22.9 points. So the numbers actually already fell off, and I think it will fell off even more. His 3-point shooting is not sustainable. So I actually think it's maybe a regression spot here, especially against Castle. So yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna have to. There's a lot here. I'm gonna have to skip some because we've gone a little long here, but we'll go through a few more here. Frankie asked another one here, but I'll bring it up because the Raptors are in it. He has Grady Dick 15 plus points, Barrett 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and then Sabonis 15 plus points, 10 plus rebounds. So for Grady Dick, he's been pretty much just shooting to get his numbers recently. He's the only guy. He's one of the rare guys on the team who's like really actually scoring consistently. So I think the 15 points there, the Barrett rebounds, not sure about that, but I do like the Barrett assists. As for Sabonis, though, with blowout potential in this one, and I think last game the Raptors matched up Jokic minutes exactly with Pirtle minutes. I'm wondering if they'll try and do something similar in this game. I don't think it's a fantastic matchup overall for Sabonis, but what do you think about this one, Pips?
5 legs for plus 1.5. Yeah, that's
too juicy.
I don't think it's a. I think it's a. I would better go for something like Dick 20 plus points, Barrett 4 plus rebounds, 6 plus assists.
Yeah.
Go heavy, and look for a plus 300 on those three, and that's it.
Michael asks on Wiggins over 6.5 points plus rebounds.
Well, what do we even know about Wiggins' minutes? It's crazy. I hate betting on the Golden State players, but last game he played only 18 minutes. If he missed a couple of shots, he's losing minutes. So it's really tough to predict what's going to happen. I do think if he gets 25 plus minutes, this should be an easy spot to cover. But I have it care, guys. Be cautious. Be cautious. This is a difficult spot. They have 12 deep rotation, and they can easily put anyone else if he's not going well.
3 more, just because the sun's going down in Croatia, as you can see on Pips' screen.
Yeah,
getting dark early.
Yeah.
Zion, Nicholas asked Zion under 27.5 points versus Cleveland. You talked about Zion briefly for the game, but what do you think about the bet here?
Actually, talk about under on 27.5. I said I was leaning on under, and then I remember how they defended Giannis. So
yeah,
if they give him single coverage against Mobley, this is still an under probably. Allen and Mobley and Allen helping a bit inside. This should be an under. Or I think this could be a blowout as well. So I lean under. I'll say
2 more. Arthur says thoughts on Big Zoo, the Godfather, over 29.5 PRA. He's had a great start to the season.
Nick Nurse should take Zubac's pick and roll away. I think Nurse is smart enough and great coach to just see okay, we need to take Harden Zubac pick and roll away and leave it everything else. I could see that happen. Overall, Zubac against Drummond should do well. Drummond is terrible pick and roll defense, but they need to make adjustment. I can expect some adjustments for. I don't think Nick Nurse is
Understood.
going to
Last one
allow.
from Anthony Serbo. It's sorry, you lagged a little bit there. I cut you off. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's Jalen Williams. It's Jalen, but.
I think he meant J-Dub. Actually, this is neither of their names. It's actually a combination of both of them.
Combination of their names.
J-E-L-E-N or J-A-Y-L-I-N. But anyway, I think this is J-Dub in reference. I don't think
it's
Jay
J-Dub.
Will's getting 19.5.
He looked rough. I'll say so far this season. He did came back last game, I think, with 23 points. But didn't look great. First opening of the season, 5 of 16 from the Denver. I think Chet is in a better spot if it's not a blowout. But overall, Peyton Watson probably matchup for Jalen. That's not a great matchup. That's one of the things why I like Chet Holmgren. It's Christian Brown on Shea. It's Peyton Watson on Jalen J-Dub. Two great probably two best defensive players on the entire Denver Nuggets are against J-Dub and Shea. So in that spot, I do think Chet could get a couple of more looks because other guys are in a difficult matchup. So blowout concern plus not great matchup. Peyton Watson, underrated defensive player. I think this is actually he's probably a good match size-wise, quickness and athleticism-wise against J-Dub. So I will stay away.
All right. So look at us. I mean, 4 official picks in the show today. We've gone through a ton of games. Pips is working into the night in Croatia there as the sun goes down. So
when show started, it was all shiny outside. Yeah.
Good. So it's a good time to remind you to smash that like button, put in a lot of work to bring the content this season, extending the show time, trying to add better content for you guys. So if you are enjoying, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. And it also helps when there are 4 official picks to go through on the show today. First of all, an hour ago, John Morant, 20-plus points and 8-plus assists. We got that minus 113 at FanDuel. Second bet in the Detroit and Charlotte game. Big SGP, LaMelo Ball, 25-plus points. Jaden Ivey, I made a typo there, but it's Jaden Ivey, 15-plus points. Jalen Duren, 10-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. That's plus 280 at FanDuel. And then 2 bets in the OKC Denver game. First of all, Nikola Jokic under 27.5 points for minus 113 odds. And then the next bet, Thunder money line and Chet Holmgren, 15-plus points. That was minus 112 at FanDuel. As always, for all the bets, please make sure you do shop around and try and find the best price available. But oftentimes, that price will come from our sportsbook partner for this season, the FanDuel Sportsbook. Thanks again, everybody. That'll do it for the show. I believe there are NBA games tomorrow. I said on Monday we'll be back tomorrow when there are no games. We will, yes, be back tomorrow for a much smaller slate. 3 games, a cute little slate to go through. So we'll have some fun regardless and hopefully some free picks for you guys. And hopefully we're celebrating a winning day from today. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again next time.